Alright guys, we're back for yet another Bleach Soul Resonance video, and before we begin the guide, I do want to say thank you guys for supporting the previous guide that we did on Byakuya Ichigo. That has almost gotten 2k views, so with that in mind, I'm inclined to do more guides like this, and today's video will pretty much be on Kisuke. This character right here is by far going to be the most important character for you to get your hands on because he is a support character. He will work with any character on any team. If it's for Mono Slash, obviously he's going to be the best unit for that. But let's say you're planning to run a strike team. You can run Kisuke alongside Yoruichi and Sajin. For thrust, you can run Kisuke alongside Kaname and Ikkaku. And Kisuke will be able to work just nicely, with the only difference where in a tower he does have his damage cut by 50%, but mostly he is going to be providing the damage buffs to the entire team. Because this guy, as you guys can see from the info, he provides teammates with immensely powerful buff effects, greatly increasing their attack and crit damage. And even the game tells you what is going to be the recommended basic lineup and the advanced lineup. Obviously, for the basic lineup, if you don't have any other SSR, you can run Byakuya Ichigo as the main DPS character and Uryu as the tactic unit that provides the battlefield skill. But besides that, his best team is going to be alongside Byakuya Ichigo and Byakuya. And these are going to be the recommended weapon stamps and the 4 stamps that you can take advantage of, and the set stamp that you need to bring onto Kisuke. You want to prioritize in him having ultimate charge and crit damage rate up. So yeah, other than that, this character, very, very important. And the good thing about this unit is that he is in the standard banner. You can pick him up at any time. Summon on here. And let's say you have done your summons and you've gotten every single SSR that you wanted to get, just use the select banner, get the featured rate up on Kisuke, and just summon until you get him, and there you guys go. You have one of the best units in the game. And I would also recommend picking up the core stamp for this character too, because it's really, really, really good. It provides an extra stack onto Reishi analysis onto the entire team, which increases it from 3 to 6. So either way, this is another really important thing to have onto Kisuke. So with the weapon stamp mentioned, I may as well go and talk about what can you use if you do not get this type of weapon stamp in particular. Well, you can replace this for method. This type of weapon stamp will pretty much provide the entire team a 6% buff in base attack that lasts for 25 seconds. So every time you do an ult with Kisuke, you're providing a bit of a buff to the entire team. So for units like Byakuya Ichigo, yeah, you're going to be getting that little 6% increase, which is still going to matter at the end of the day. Of course, the more dupes that you get, the better this will become at the end of the day. So that is the only alternative, and besides that, I would also recommend leveling up the weapon and not just the character itself, as it just makes him stronger. And finally, let's just go ahead and dive into the skill set. The most important thing that I would recommend you guys work on mainly is going to be the basic attack and the ultimate, not just the passive. But either way, considering this is going to be a character that you will be using in the long run, I do recommend working on every single one of the skills. That's how important this character is. Here is his basic attack. Kisuke wields Benihime to strike 5 times, dealing damage equal to 126%. Mine is level 7 currently. We have reached level 7 not too long ago and have reached player rank 51. So yeah, we're slowly getting there with the level cap at the end of the day. But most importantly, this is going to be his special attack when you do get Kisuke's unique gauge up to then activate it. When you hold down the basic attack, Urahara releases a long-ranged sword wave, dealing damage equal to 297.5% of attack, and for special attacks, reserves once at max spiritual pressure. This right here gives the Reishi analysis stack, which provides the damage buff for every single one of your characters, which is why the basic attack is just as important to get up. And here is going to be his technique. This will provide the ways of how you can get Kisuke's special attack up. But what he does is that he throws a portable Gigai forward and immediately falls back, gaining a stack of spiritual pressure reserve The portable Gigai taunts nearby enemies within a large area and explodes in 6 seconds, dealing damage equal to 166.25% of attack. You can kind of think of this as a kind of trap, but this technique right here is mainly going to be used for being able to get the stacks up with Kisuke at the end of the day. And up next, the ultimate. Urahara fires a spiritual bullet at the enemy, dealing damage equal to 525% of attack. The team's crit damage then increases by a fixed 35%, plus 35% of Urahara's crit damage for 25 seconds. So yes, this will also increase the crit damage that you do with all of your characters, which is why, again, the ultimate is going to be very important. It'll be more important once you do get the core stamp onto this character, because it also provides an extra ability that Kisuke can take advantage of, which we'll dive on into a good second. Pretty much self-explanatory. Once you do counter, you do 437.5% attack, but also you do gain 1 stack of Reishi analysis onto the character, onto the entire party. And then here is the passives that you want to work on. Obviously, you need to do Hollow Elimination to get these up. But yeah, here is the main passive. Whenever Urahara releases a special technique, attack, ultimate, or counterattack, he will grant 1 stack of Reishi analysis to the team. Each stack increases the team's attack by 10% for 15 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So yeah, in base, you can get 3 stacks in total, so you'll be able to increase the team's attack by 30%. But once you do get the weapon stamp onto Kisuke, we're talking a good 60% attack increase, which is going to help out the entire team. And here are the passive boosts that we have up. Kisuke gains an extra 87.5% spiritual pressure when releasing a technique, so it makes him stronger. His ultimate energy charge rate is also getting increased by 17.5%. And then lastly, whenever Urahara releases a special attack, increases the next ultimate damage by 17.5%, stacking up to 4 times. And that is pretty much Kisuke's entire kit completely summed up, but yeah, just get him worked up as much as possible. He is a must on the team. Now, I am of the opinion that you don't really need to get dupes for this character, but summoning more on the standard banner to get duplicates will be nice, because at the end of the day, you're going to be using your free currency. You're not using Jades for this, but you do get more abilities unlocked, such as the Reishi analysis, gaining 10% extra slash damage bonus. And here, with the portable Gigai, 15% more damage for 6 seconds. Yeah, the dupe gets better, and then dupe 3, you basically get each skill improved by 2 levels. So yeah, either way, the dupes are definitely nice to get, but I wouldn't really try to chase them. Just try to get as many new characters as possible, as that's going to be the way of how you'll be playing the game in the long run. And then the stamps, this right here is going to be very important to get, because upon activating the ultimate, you will be able to enter a stealth mode for 5 seconds, which will then allow Kisuke to activate his special technique again. And it will be replaced with Bakudo number 4, Hayanawa. Tapping the technique button or switching characters instantly releases this technique, and it pulls enemies within range toward the center for 6 seconds, dealing damage equal to 560% of attack. When it ends, further damage is dealt to affected enemies equal to 25% of damage received during the technique, up to Urahara's base attack times 20,000%. And of course, when you do activate the new technique, it will also grant 1 stack of Reishi analysis to the entire team. So yeah, this is a very important core stamp, and you guys can get this core stamp by, once again, going into Stamp Corridor, and just hope you get lucky when you do get the Shadow Box once you get it up to 100%. Now, for pay-to-plays, if you guys are planning to spend money, you can get the core stamp for Kisuke guaranteed by just going into the training log and reaching level 30. Upon reaching level 30, you will then get the Elite Stamp Reveal Chest, which is a consumable that will allow you to pick the core stamp that you want. So yes, there's no RNG in the mix. Once you buy this, you get to pick the core stamp you want, and you guys get it guaranteed. No RNG in the mix, unlike a certain gacha game. And to pick up the training reward pass, it's only 15 Singapore dollars, which converted into euros, it's like a good 10 euros. So you can get it for a low price and also get a ton of good rewards. such as extra EXP for characters and weapons, stamp corridor keys, coins, and even limited gacha summons tickets, which can then help you to summon on future limited gacha banners. That being said, I don't recommend picking up the extreme training because you're going to be paying around 30 Singapore dollars, and while you do get added benefits of more stamina, I don't really think it's going to be that worth it because it's going to be a little bit more expensive. I'm mainly talking for light spenders here that don't want to spend a lot of money. You can pick this up at the end of the day. You'll be able to get a little bit more things, but I don't really recommend it. I think that the regular training pass is good enough. This should go without saying, but this obviously applies to all of the other standard banner characters that we have available in the game. If you're missing it for Byakuya, you can pick it up for Byakuya. If you're missing it for Kaname, you can pick it up for Kaname. So yeah, either way, good way to be able to get the core stamp without having to rely on RNG, and you only need to spend a bit of money, but only a slight bit. Anywho, let's say you do not get the core stamp for Kisuke. This is the next best thing that you can run onto the character, because after releasing an ultimate, the entire team gains a 6% boost for base attack that lasts for 25 seconds, unstackable, but other than that, it's a solid core stamp, not as good as Kisuke's dedicated stamp, which offers a new attack that you can use after using the ultimate, but still, any type of core stamp that provides support to the entire team, that's what you want to run onto this character, and It's My Turn Now is one of those that you can run. Now, going back over the stamps that you guys need to run on Kisuke, it is recommended that you pick up Kisuke's set stamp, because these, when you do get all three pieces together, not only does it increase the base HP by 16%, but also helps the team get a 10% damage boost for all damage dealt that lasts for 25 seconds whenever you do unleash the technique, in this case, Kisuke's horrible Gigai move. And one more thing is that when you do get the stamps, it is also important that you at least get the ones that provide crit damage and ultimate charge rate up, because that's how Kisuke plays at the end of the day. He wants to support using his ultimate and also gives more crit rate. So that's what you guys need to go for Kisuke. I don't have the best stamps onto Kisuke. I need to do more of the Realm of Mutation. I've just been prioritizing other characters over Kisuke, but so far this is how I'm looking. I'll definitely get this improved in the future. But yeah, this is the recommended setup that you guys need to go for Kisuke at the end of the day. Okay guys, it's time to go into free practice and showcase Kisuke. Now his best team is pretty much going to be alongside Ichigo and Byakuya, which they do want to have on their team. But once again, Kisuke will just go ahead and work on any team because he is a support character that supports your main DPS allies and your tactic units. So while this is going to be the best team to run in the game, guess what? You can run Kisuke alongside Yoruichi and Sajin, and you'll have a very busted strike team to run alongside this character. And you don't even need to run Nemu. Kisuke is just going to provide a lot more stuff compared to Nemu, who is an SR. But not only that, you can run Kaname and Ikaku onto the team. Now, don't mind my level on Ikaku. I just recently got this character, so I need to work on him a little more. He is going to help out a lot with the Thrust team. And also the Spirit team. Now, Tosher has yet to come out into the game. It's not too long until he comes out on both Southeast Asia and in Global. But for the Spirit team, Kisuke will work nicely. Just make sure to bring Rukia as your tactic unit and Tosher as your DPS character. Now, we don't have him yet, so as a substitute, we'll just be using Ururu, who is right now currently the DPS character for the Spirit, and this guy will work just fine even on the Spirit team. This guy is what I would consider the best support character for any given team, and I think that this guy will continue aging like fine wine overall. Is he your only SSR character in the game? Oh, okay. You can run Shikai Ichigo, and you can also bring Yachiru. For the Slash team, this still is very effective if you don't have that many SSRs into the game. Just make sure to provide support with Kisuke, get Yachiru to spectate, and Shikai Ichigo will be getting a lot of firepower to do a good amount of damage. Same case for the SR Thrust team, and same case for the Spirit team. At the end of the day, he's a support character. But now, let's rock him alongside Ichigo and Byakuya. I think we've yapped on long enough. Let's go into the setup. I may as well go ahead and show you guys my Ichigo real quick and my Byakuya. since I didn't really get to showcase them. Weapon stamp, skills worked on, and there you guys go. That's my Ichigo. Byakuya, I still need to work on some stuff and get his core stamp, but I already have his weapon stamp. Everything leveled up. So that is it. And I do have duplicates into Byakuya. He is currently A3. Let me know if you guys want a showcase of this character, even without the core stamp, which I'm still missing. I still need to pick it up. But yeah, let's get into practice and showcase this character. Alrighty, so here we are into free practice. We'll get to showcase Kisuke's attacks now. This is going to be his basic attack. Pretty simple. Not a lot of damage, but that's because we didn't get any of his Reishi analysis up. So with that in mind, we'll activate the special, and would you look at that? Already that's 5 stacks that we can get onto the character, but I want to try to get only 3 stacks of Reishi analysis, so hold on. Which is basically going to be the cap for free-to-plays when you do not have the weapon stab active, so hold on. Alright, there we go. This is going to be his damage. Now that's a bit better, definitely. But let's go and use the ultimate once we do get it built up. There we go. And this is what happens when you have Kisuke's core stamp active. He activates this, and you can just release the technique to unleash the other technique. I forgot the name already. And you can get the Reishi stacks up to 6 when you do have the weapon stab available to you. And of course, this helps to make every single one of your characters stronger. So, hold on. I'm just gonna reset the stacks, use the ultimate, and we're gonna swap to Ichigo. And look at the damage that we do. Yeah, really good. Just gonna swap. Do this. By accident, I reset the combo count. I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, either way, this guy is very important to any given team. On a run meta, Kisuke is a must. Flash team, for any team in the game, he helps out a lot. He will support any given character. Now that we've got to showcase Kisuke with what he does, why don't we go ahead and mega juice Ichigo, alright? So, I already got the combo count up at 300, so now what we're gonna do is get some Reishi analysis stacks, use the ultimate for a bit more damage boost, and then activate... what the fuck, dude? Okay, there we go. I thought my combo count reset. Anyway, let's activate the ultimate, and here comes the crazy damage. We also have Byakuya's battlefield skill active. Here we go. And let's unleash the nuke. Yeah, 1,000,000 damage onto Ichigo. No dupes, level 70. Weapon stamping, core and stamp active. Yeah, just like that. And he isn't even max leveled up yet, so... yeah, there you guys go. Kisuke is the perfect partner for any given team. Anywho, why don't we go ahead and rock Kisuke onto a strike team? So in this case, I'm gonna be bringing Yoruichi and Sajin. Now, I have not gotten them to level 70 yet, but I have already invested a good amount of resources into the 2 characters to the point that I already have the core stamp and weapon stamp for Yoruichi. Not for Sajin yet, but everything else is already worked on nicely as a dupe onto Yoruichi, and we do have almost everything available to us. I just need to improve the stamps onto Yoruichi. And then Sajin, have the core stamp onto the character. It's a bit better than Yoruichi's right now, but it could still use some work. No weapon stamp onto the character, but everything else is worked on. No dupes onto Sajin. And yeah, that's all you guys are seeing right here. And we may as well go ahead and showcase Kisuke onto the strike team, so let's get into it. Alright, so obviously, let's start off by getting some Reishi analysis stacks. We'll also get the battlefield skill active for Sajin. There we go. Right now, we have 5 stacks. Let's just go ahead and get Yoruichi built up nicely. Alrighty. I haven't used Yoruichi as much, but she's still a pretty good character. I would showcase the thrust team. It's just that I recently got both Kaname and Ikkaku, so it takes time to showcase them. But anyway, there we go. Full 6 Reishi analysis stacks with the ultimate active, and now we'll just nuke with Yoruichi's ult. Not bad. We do enter Shunko. And yeah, some pretty solid DPS from Yoruichi. Not as crazy as Byakuya Ichigo, but still good. Like, you can do a lot of damage with this character. But, yeah, there you guys go. Kisuke works on any team. Buffs any team. Make sure to pick this up. Free to plays, pay to wins, slight spenders, heavy whales. This is a very important character to pick up. Yeah, not as much damage like I did before, but yeah. Even Sajin benefits from Kisuke's buffs, too, even though he's mainly a tactic unit. But yeah, there you guys go. That's Kisuke, best support in the game. Let's just go and use his Bankai. Do a couple attacks. Hold on, let me just get the ultimate up with Kisuke. And there we go. Just like that. I mean, obviously, Sajin's damage isn't the best, but yeah, there you guys go. Other than that, Kisuke's a must. Let me know if this guide has helped you to understand the character better and how to build him up. I would like to know in the comment section down below. More content for Soul Resonance will be on our way. I will be doing a summons video or stream for Toshiro, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been your boy, the Death Smasher, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So take care, lads. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.